Today we will be doing a pen drawing, and for the drawing I'll be preparing for this anchor block, and in this we have a angle of 12.74 degree. So I'll just prepare a straight line, a random line, and again I'll draw line, a random line, and for this line I'll draw a second line of angle 12.74 degree such that it will match the same. And in this I'll use a lengthen command and make it of a length of 2 meter for the both part, and this 2 meter I'll keep it as a middle line. And if you check the diameter of the bend is 3.75. The diameter of the bend is 3.75 meter and with a thickness of 14. So I will offset this line to a value of 1.882. Again I'll offset this line furthermore. Then if we fillet this all, and I'll just join this line. If you measure this, it will be 37.3764. We need a middle line to prepare the flattened drawing, so I'm using this 3764. Before finalizing this drawing, we'll just prepare the seat fabrication drawing. For that, I'll just copy this to the right side. Then I'll rotate this. I'll just change the color of the middle line such that it will be easier to see. And then I'll just create a Excel line for these two edges, and I'll draw a vertical Excel line, and the length of the sheet will be equals to circumference of this value, and that will be 11824.95, and rounding it off to 11.825. I'll just trim all the edges. This is the strip of the plate that we need to cut and roll such that we'll get this segment. Now I'll just select this line and copy command, and I'll use a array feature here, and I'll array this to a value 25, and I'll press the F command for fit. So doing this, we'll divide this strip into 24 segment. Now I'll just mark the center line for the center. This is the center, and if you count 6 from here, and then we'll mark this line also. We need to do this it's divided in equal part. From here to here is equal, and from here to here is equal, and it's divided into 4 quadrant. And now I'll create a circle for this line, for this pipe, and I'll just move this from a little bit above, and I'll create a line for the circle, and I'll trim the extra unwanted parts. And this line I'll use the polar array feature for this, and I need 24 items for this. We're doing this such that so that we will divide this segment to a 12 part, and then I'll just After this, I will again create a horizontal Excel line for all the intersected point. And this, then we need to connect all line from here to here. This is the first line, and for the second we'll create a line to the next intersection point, that is here, and then for similarly to the next intersection point, and so on till to the last point. If you did this correctly, then exactly the center line and the lowest line for this will be the same. So I'll just delete these both two. Like in this also you can see the bottom line and the center line are the same. And for this I'll just select the mirror. The cutting profile will be through this, and so that we'll get the exact this segment of the pipe. And for the welding, we generally use in the opposite direction. So if we weld this segment for the first part, and for the second part we'll need to weld the opposite part from opposite part of this, so it will be the smaller one. And if you see this cutting profile, you will just trim the unwanted lines in the middle. Similarly to the other side also. And if you see this drawing, like I'll delete this part also, you can see like this, the smaller part is in the middle and the longer part is at the edge. That means the longer part is to be welded in this type, this part. So if we were going to name this segment as first, then and the other one as second segment, so the drawing that we drawn before, this will be the first segment. And for the second segment, this is exactly as a mirror. For the second segment, the weld seam line will be in the opposite direction, and I'll just rename this. And for that we need to weld in the smaller I'll just copy this from the center line, and this is, I'll delete it till here. And for the second segment, if we'll keep it in the same line, this the both will be of exact length. And for the first segment, longer part is to be welded, and for the second segment, the smaller part is to be welded. I will just change the color of this edges. And for the dimension, this is of the same dimension. And if we give the edges, like I've created it for the 200 mm strip plate, and in this this will be the smaller distance is about 1580 mm, and we need to give the cutting profile, like we need this dimension to draw it in the plane sheet so that we could cut the sheet. That's why we need to give the dimension for all for this dimension for this values. Similarly, I'll just create a line for the second part also. And regarding the dimension, if we measure the overall dimension from here, this will be 200 meters only, and remaining dimension we need to give from all this center point. The dimension for the other this second part will also be the same. The middle line is changed. I'll just like the dimension of this will be similar to the dimension of this side also. Actually, here also the dimension will be same, but in the opposite direction. Like from here we have 7 value in the middle, but in this we'll be having the 7 value at the edge. That is the only difference, and rest all is same. This too will be the cutting diagram for the bend, and we need to give this dimension so that it will be easier to mark in the mark in the plate. This value will be same in this value will be same for each segment, and I'll just make it a little smaller so that it will be easier to see. And for this drawing, I'll just create a final drawing so that we can place it in the anchor block. I'll delete this dimension. I'll just delete the seam line also, just all the segments. This line is the center line, so that I'll just change the color of this center line also. And we need to offset this line of 7 mm to the inner and 7 mm to the outer, so that similarly to the bottom side also, so that if you measure the both inner lines, that will be around 3750. That is required diameter for the pipe, and the thickness as 14 mm. And we need to give a angle for this also. Like if you measure the angle, this is showing as 13 degree, but if we change the decimal point, then it will be exactly as the 2.742. degree, and to place it in the, I'll just copy this to the next. To place this in the anchor block, I'll just delete all the unwanted dimension. Select this. I'll select all the drawing, and I'll make a group of this drawing. Then after making group, I'll just move the drawing from the center line, and I'll just place it in the center of the anchor block. And then I'll select the group, and I'll rotate this group such that it will match the anchor block, so that it matches the anchor block drawing. And if we see, this drawing is perfectly matched as per the anchor block drawing.